Hello everyone, and welcome back to a new episode of Prismata. Let's jump in the queue, and meanwhile, see what's on TV. We have Supreme Noob versus Killer Gino. Sure. I forget. I talked earlier about a player who's in my league division, but who has not scheduled any matches. And I think I was confused. I said it about Secular Man when really it was Supreme Noob, or maybe it's the other way around. I don't know. They have sort of similar kinds of names, so anyway, doesn't super matter to you guys, but in case any of you were out there sharpening your pitchforks against the wrong player, just be aware that I can't remember who's who, so don't trust me. R3ZZ. Alternating Zatron with Colossus is like a pretty cool dream, but I don't know how realistic it is. I don't think Ice Blades should win unless the opponent, like, I don't know. If they try to go Shadow Fangs, maybe you can get Ice Blades, but honestly, that might still lose. I'm inclined to try Colossus. I think it should win against Shadow Fangs. Like just some sort of weird Shadow Fang rush. I don't think it'll win against Colossus's. I don't really understand Ice Blades very well, and they might well somehow come into play here. Like, there may be a good follow-up out of Colossus, but what do they do to the Colossus matchup? Actually, Ice Blades threatening to breach Colossus's could be pretty serious. But either one of those wants a fairly large number of drones. So I'm thinking Third Engineer here is pretty reasonable either way. What if I just like went double Animus next turn into Fangs? That's not actually good, but I can't remember why it's not good. You just have trouble defending, I guess, against really anything reasonable. Yeah, 10 drone Shadow Fang is too much. Too aggressive. I think I'm gonna go with the Third Engineer, and I still don't really know if Shadow Fangs or not Shadow Fangs. If Ice Blade or Colossus is the way to go. It would be nice to get a Zatron, but I don't really see myself having that much green lying around anytime soon. What's the opponent gonna do? Okay. So, not Third Engie and not Conduit. This sounds to me like Fangs. Because I think either Ice Blade or Colossus would easily take Third Engie here. So against Fangs, I want to be considering Ice Blade. For which you want like around 14 drones. No. They want Ice Blades, I guess. Okay, a couple Tarsiers into Fangs, I guess, then? I think Ice Blades should be alright against this. I don't get it. What's the idea? Blue first. Okay, the only thing here that I think... Well, okay. You could try blue first for walls into fangs, right? But I think that that ought to lose to Colossus. Alternatively, you could go blue first for, like, a splitter into Ice Blades. Right? Like, what are they going to do? They have 17. They could get BA next turn and splitter. And there are 13 drones. They couldn't actually double Ice Blade after that. I think I need a Blast Forge regardless. But I can consider next turn either, like... Can I build CBA? I can. Although I'd have to build just a Pixie, so probably not. Okay, so Ice Blades. And a splitter. Fine. I don't think I can really get Colossus against this. But if I can't, like, why did I do all this? Like, it's High Econ is an okay plan for Ice Blades, but I think that what they've just done is better. I think. So I could do this, right? I'm up drones, but down Ice Blade tempo. That's the thing I could consider. Or I could try some sort of Colossus line, but this is not going to work, right? They'll just breach me and... Well, will they though? I can build a single Colossus next turn. Meanwhile, they kill an engineer and build 2 Ice Blades. Then the Colossus eats all the damage and can attack, or I can just hold it. This seems like it might be alright. We might be able to start killing Ice Blades pretty quick. Hopefully before they can kill Colossuses. I think if I try to mirror the Ice Blades, I'm losing because I'm behind. I don't know. I would really have liked to get a wall at some point here. I guess I'll hang on to the Pixie. I'm only getting 1 Colossus, aren't I? They're gonna breach me for a couple drones here. Yeah. Well, I can get a second Colossus still. And, shouldn't you have frozen those Engies? Wouldn't you rather kill drones? Pardon me? That seems like a big mistake. So they can freeze the Colossus if they want. Yeah, and they're going to. Okay, this doesn't seem like it's working very well. But I can now follow up with Ice Blades? I don't know. I guess these are much more reach vulnerable than the Ice Blades my opponent has. But I can breach for the Animus if I want? I actually should have clicked the Colossus last turn. I don't know what I was thinking. I thought that, like, it would somehow defend something, but they're obviously just freezing it. Okay, well. This is not the state I thought we would get to. But the opponent doesn't have enough to kill any Colossuses. That's useful. I can only kill one, though. Which I guess means that, like, I don't know. I can hold a second Colossus back, but they can still freeze it. So I guess I might as well just attack with it. I feel like my opponent actually ought to be attacking the Colossuses. And then I would lose. So I could breach here, and, you know, that's cool, but... Actually, I guess maybe I should? Yeah, because if I can stop... I can at least, like, probably get to a draw if I can get them down to 5 Ice Blades and no way to build more. Because, at the moment anyway, I have an Ice Blade alive. And they don't seem likely to change that. Okay, I might have trouble killing any of their Ice Blades, though. I probably should be buying Pixies. To let me get up to 6. Oh no, they've bought a Pixie, huh? Yeah. They're gonna kill a Colossus, and then I won't be able to kill any Ice Blades. Well, I can kill one next turn. Well, that is to say, even after they kill a Colossus, I can kill one Ice Blade. I don't think there's any line in which I can defend. Like, I could hold back both Colossuses, and then they would just freeze the big one and kill the little one, so that doesn't seem very good. Here I can freeze the NG, kill wall Ice Blade, which is sort of effective. But I think I'm still lost. Yeah, I was worried that Ice Blades like would be good against Colossuses, but I wasn't sure. And I didn't want to go... So first of all, like, suppose I tried this. They can't build a new wall. They're killing a Colossus. I still have 2 Ice Blades alive, right? I can do 3, 5, 6 damage. That's enough to kill all their econ. And I'll still be threatening to kill Colossus, or Ice Blades. I think I'm gonna hang on to my money though. Because what I need is Pixies with golden armor, right? To make sure that I can get to one of those Colossus or Ice Blades before they kill all my Colossuses and all my Ice Blades. That's what my opponent's doing as well, right? Making Pixies with golden armor. That's why they bought just 1 instead of 2. So that they have enough to get to my Colossus and still, like... Okay. So here, what are they going to do? They're going to kill a Colossus, I'm reasonably certain. And then I have 2, 5, 6 damage. With which I can kill a wall, the drones, and the Pixie. And I'll build a few more pixies to let me finish off an Ice Blade. I think we can make our way to a draw. Oh, right. Yes, they're spending the pixie on a drone. Fine. Ah, I see. Well, 2 pixies. Is that good enough? That's enough to kill the Colossus if they want, right? Which means I needed to build a pixie last turn, but then they could kill that too. Disaster. Okay, so supposing I did this instead. Now they can still kill the Colossus. But now all I have to do is get to the drones. No, because they have enough pixies to kill ice. Okay, I think I need to do this. I don't know how it's going to work. They're going to kill an Ice Blade and the drone. Then I can get in for 5. This is 3 damage, 5 damage, kills the wall and both drones. 3, 4, 5, no, it's 7 damage. Seven's an awkward number. Do I want to hold one of these pixies back? Right, they're killing an Ice Blade and a drone. I have 3, 4, 5. That's enough to kill these. Okay. And next turn I can build my last 2 pixies. No, they're gonna get me. They're gonna get me. Yeah, this is all over, I'm fairly sure. Right, these are their last 2 pixies, but that's all they need. Is it? Yeah, right, because they don't have to kill the Colossus. They just have to kill the Ice Blade and win. Right. And there's nothing I can do to protect that Ice Blade. The Colossus can't make progress here. If I want, I can kill another Ice Blade, but that doesn't win. I don't know. I'm just really bad at Ice Blades. I don't know how to play them. I don't know how to play against them. I don't know how to build for them. I always get it wrong. And so that was part of the reason that I went for Colossus, is that, like, at least I feel like I'm okay at doing that. I mean, Ice Blades didn't beat Colossus for the reason that I thought they would, which is that, like, threatening to freeze and get to 1 health Colossuses is a big deal. They won because they just ignored the Colossuses completely and killed my drones. So what if I had attacked here, since that's obviously the right thing to do? Like, would that have... How much would that have helped? They can't even build 2 Ice Blades this turn, which is pretty cool. And now, okay, you get in and kill some drones, you build an Ice Blade, and, I don't know, a Pixie? Now you're threatening 2 more. I killed the Animus here. I don't know. Should I have? What if I just killed this? Yeah, I don't think that's going so great for me. But I get 2 Ice Blades to protect. Like, oof. Here they're building 1 more Ice Blade. And I have a lot of damage. This might be a line, right? Right, because now I can cut them off from their supply of ice blades permanently. And they can only ever kill at most one more ice blade, right? Oh, these are my pixies. I forgot whose turn it even was. I can even get another. They're actually, like, in some trouble here, I think. My Colossuses might be able to get to them faster than they can get to me. Oh, I forgot they should make some pixies, right? And if they can't... They have to, like, kill all the Colossuses to get me, right? Or one. No, they have to kill a Colossus and an Ice Blade. I don't think they can do that. So, I don't know. Maybe I played worse for him in this analysis mode than I did, than actually, you know, happened in the game. But it seems like this gigantic blunder that I made of holding back a Colossus here. Just because it's a natural thing to do. Like, I forgot they have all the freeze, and it doesn't help me at all to save it. Right? If I just do this, it makes a humongous difference to get to this drone. Right? One less Ice Blade is a huge deal. And also, like, 3 less defense, right? I just blew it by holding this guy. I don't know. So maybe I still lose if my opponent finds a better response to this. But I think it's clearly just like a gigantic mistake that made the game much, much easier for my opponent. I'm just so used to, like, you always hold the first Colossus that I forgot that here it doesn't really make any sense. I thought he could defend because they only have 8 freeze, but, like, I don't know. That clearly 8 is enough. I don't know what I was thinking there. Quander versus Excel. Sure. No one's committed to much of anything yet. There's a lot of things you could commit to, right? Kind of big ticket units in all 3 colors. Pretty solid breach-proof strats, actually. Especially with, like, Steel Forge to go, like, and like, blue is a good complement to the breach-proof-ish strat here because of synth to give you, like, cheap green. And I don't know, I'm inclined to try breach-proof here. Quander seems to disagree, and I guess we'll be going for Lucina because I don't think Smorkus is a good enough reason to get red here. So, I'm sure you, like, pick up a Smorkus so that you can spend your red, but I think you're getting a Lucina eventually. Scabe. Base plus 10. Shiver Yetis could be good against Doomed Wall. Best Absorber is Doomed Wall. Green actually could also be good against Doomed Wall because, like, ISOs and Cryos sort of both are bad news for Doomed Wall. I don't think Reservoir is good. Plasma Fire might be. Drake might be. So maybe you can go for, like, a green-blue with ISOs, Militia, and Plasma Fire syncing up and not firing the Plasma Fire on the off turns to punish an opponent who has Doomed Walls. I don't think that kind of approach wants a 3rd Engineer. I think we want a Conduit. And then I guess a Blast Forge to pick up a Militia. Well, I have some time. Let's think it through. Yeah, like, I think that's fine. And I think it's better than just mono blue, which is basically Drakes and Doomed Walls. Whether you can actually get a Plasma Fire remains unclear to me. Maybe just more ISOs would be better. If you're only firing it every other turn, then ISOs are better. I guess if you buy it early, ISOs are better because they do 4 damage every other turn for 10 and 2 green, which is clearly better than 4 damage every other turn for 12 and 3 green and a blue, and you have to spend drones. But you could buy a Plasma Fire on the in-between turn to sync up with ISOs on the next turn, and that might be a good pressure play. Anyway, I think it's better than, like, Drakes, so we'll see. I don't want that many Borehole Patrollers. Probably, in fact, none, but we'll see. I'll keep them up near where they're handy. Because they'll... It's a good green sync, but I already have green syncs, right? It's Cryo Ray. And I'd otherwise prefer a Militia for an attacker or a Doomed Wall for a defender, and so I don't want to be spending my blue on Boreholes, I suspect. Still bummed about that last game. We made that obvious blunder, and it really obviously came to cause me pain. Conduit? Blast Forge. What? I don't think you want, like, a Militia so soon. Alright. Sure. Get a second one, and then I have to get a wall instead of a Militia, or maybe I can just replace some NGs. No, because I don't want you to get to my drones. I have to get a wall, and your Militias will get value, and that's all very lovely. I feel like I played this game recently. Okay, so next turn... I can get a Militia and 2 ISOs? That seems okay. Or I could get a Plasma Fire, since this, like, this nut has got, like, has rushed Militias and doesn't have any defense. It's gonna be bad against Doomed Wall. You don't want a Plasma Fire yet. So 2 ISOs and a Militia. Sure. There's no way I could get more green and still do that, is there? No. Okay. I'm not sure if I should buy a drone or an NG this turn. Obviously, if I get an NG now, I could have gotten it last turn, but I don't have to commit to it then, right? I can commit to it now. And I wasn't sure whether the opponent would actually be interested in killing my engineer. I don't want to offer them an exploit next turn, so I think I should build an NG. But I'm not sure it's right. Here, like, is it better for them to kill an engineer than to get $3? On paper, no, but it would destroy all my granularity, which is a big deal. So I think that they would do that. Oops. Okay, at least we're making them, like, slow down on the attackers. They're getting a wall instead of a doomed wall, which is clearly right, because a doomed wall would die on my ISO off turn. Wouldn't it? I think so. Yeah, yeah. And of course doomed walls are wrong for me because they could easily deny me absorb value on it ever by just getting more militias and building up some greens and drones. A doomed wall might be playable eventually, but not yet. We're going to be fairly breach-proof with this approach, or breach-resistant, right? I don't want to invite my opponent in, but I do hope that in the in the end game, if we like get to the point where we're both getting breached, I hope that being relatively resistant to breaches will be good. My opponent will have a similar, like, I mean, he's getting militias, right, and green, so he'll be similarly breach-resistant, but it's something to think about. I think I'm getting another conduit next turn to go with my second militia. So I don't really want a second blue, but I do want a lot of green between like ISOs and cryos and maybe a plasma fire someday. I'm putting a lot of thought into this turn. Not sure what the big idea is. Like, is it just do you want drones or an ISO? Or one of each? I don't know. This turn doesn't seem like that big of a puzzler to me. Gauss cannon. I don't like that very much. ISO seems better. You have some very flexible attackers. Yeah. So like this. Now next turn, I don't actually need it. Well, but I'm right. There's cryos, so you're always happy to have green. How about defending, right? My opponent's killing an NG, and I'll have NG wall, and then they're going to be attacking for around 6, maybe 7, which is defended relatively comfortably with like. Wall. I don't think I can get a doomed wall yet unless they build a Gauss cannon, then maybe I can. But like wall force field is okay. That's $6, leaving me 10 for two ISOs. Seems okay. Drone counts are quite similar. It looks like I'm up 2. My opponent seems to be under-teched, having trouble building more attackers. Alright, they're going to attack for 6. That's quite comfortable. I don't need the force field. That's very good. I think they actually maybe should click all the militias this turn, because killing the engineer isn't actually causing me any trouble if you're only attacking for 6. And so you might as well take the profit of like gaining $3 in exchange for giving me an engineer. If you're buying doomed walls, you want it to be right before your opponent's ISOs fire. So that you can soak with them immediately or absorb on them once and then soak on the next ISO turn. But you don't want to do that until your opponent has a few ISOs, enough that they're committed to attacking like for a serious amount on that next turn. I don't totally agree with the second blue here. I guess it's... I don't know, actually. What would you get with 2 blue on 13 drones? Yeah, the conduit seems better. Nice simple turn here. Already had it planned out, no need to spend time bank on it. Now we find out, does the opponent add more ISOs? If so, it's okay to use Doomed Walls against them. If not, okay, yeah, Plasma Fire, that's interesting. So that's something you would want to do next turn, not this turn, I think? It puts me in the awkward position of, like, Doomed Wall is not great because they can just not click the Plasma Fire, but... Oh, okay, yeah, alright, you get an exploit by clicking a Militia, that's true. Maybe I could have been more careful and, like, gotten another engineer somehow to prevent that, but... In fact, now a Doomed Wall is kind of awkward for me, isn't it? Because they can just not attack. So I think I have to build a wall and a force field, and now I'm granular at least. And we can lay down some cryos. I think picking up just 2 more ISOs next turn is going to be more than enough. So I'm not worried about spending all my green here because I need more for ISOs. I'm going to need to spend my gold on other things. And this puts on a lot of pressure already. I would have liked to get one more, you know, be able to freeze a Doomed Wall, but freezing engineers is pretty good too because of militia clicks. If they're buying a Plasma Fire and not clicking it right away, it was an awful Plasma Fire. Truly abysmal. Much, much worse than just buying 2 more ISOs would have been. Anything they do after that is... It doesn't even matter. The Plasma Fire is... Well, that's not true. You could click it every turn after this one, and conceivably it could be more valuable, but I don't think that really fits in with your attack profile. Wow, I don't even have to build a... any defense if I don't want to. But I think a Doomed Wall right about now is pretty good because they have to give it value this turn, and then 2 turns from now it should also get value. This is kind of cool because it means if they want to absorb on the Doomed Wall, they have to lose the Plasma Fire. So this click does 1 damage. I'm perfectly fine with that. And so clearly they're not going to absorb on Doomed Wall, which means they'll just lose it. Is that so great? I was kind of hoping they'd keep it until I could freeze it. But I guess this does some damage to them. Yeah, this is worth. It does 1 damage. I'll take it. No, you can't defend that way. You have to lose Doomed Wall and absorb onto wall. Wow! That's very not good. That's not a good play. Is it strictly worse than losing Doomed Wall and absorbing on regular wall? I guess you have 1 more engineer, but 1 less wall? It does not seem good at all to me. And of course 1 less health on, or 3 less health on the Plasma Fire. Meaning if you ever get breached, you're gonna lose it. That was not a line of defense I considered. Okay. We can get one more militia. Another couple cryos. Maybe just one. And then NGs. No. We'll get one more cryo, 2 less NGs, and a drone. I probably don't even need the NGs, right? This doomed wall is going to give me 1,000,000 tempo. Is it worth using cryos on the doomed wall here? How many cryo charges do I have? I have 15? That is enough to freeze a doomed wall 3 times, if that's what I decide to do. So, like, I could do that, right? What exactly does this accomplish? Oh, I don't have to freeze it 3 times to deny it value because I'm not even attacking next turn. They can't sack it. I just have to freeze it this turn and 2 turns from now. That seems easily worth doing. Meanwhile, I could also freeze a force field to make sure they lose this drone. Sure. Drones are pretty good. I have all the cryo ray charges I'll need for next time, I think. And I should break them on the next ISO turn. Is it really worth freezing this force field, though? Yeah, because the drone's going to get money otherwise. Right, the drone can actually return to work. They're not going to have to keep holding it. So I think that making it actually die is worth something. It would have been nice if I had one more cryo and could freeze the wall, but that's life. I don't have to defend very much next turn. I think a wall does it, right? They're attacking for 3, 7, 8. I have a doomed wall and an NG. Yes, a wall does it. Okay, wall and a force field. You got me. Ooh. Wall and 2 force fields? Well, sure. Oh, if you don't click this, then you should definitely click the militias. Right, because you're spending, like, you could lose 7 attack if you wanted and attack me for only 6, and I'd lose a tiny bit of value here. I don't think it would be a good play. But anyway, if you hold the plasma fire, you must hold the militias as well. Attacking for 11. I guess that's the defense. Do I need another conduit instead of 2 of these NGs? Force fields are cool. Why buy all the cryo rays? Oh, right, you're attacking next turn, unlike me. I was like, why buy the cryo rays now? You're not attacking. But no, that's me not attacking. All right, so we're threatening 12, 15, 21. That's going to be a bit of a problem, isn't it? I hope so, anyway. Yeah. No, I have enough for force fields, I think. It would be nice to build cryos as well as force fields. Because I'm about to have not that many cryo charges left. Threatening 9. They can't actually exploit, right? Because I'm keeping... Well, they could by freezing NG and clicking militia. No? Okay, but anyway, let's ignore the freeze and assume they just attack for like a normal amount. I'll have a force field, a dying doomed wall, and 2 NGs. That's 8 soak. Building a doomed wall gives me 3 more is 11. A force field or 2 should be enough. Okay. Let's think. Let's 11. So that I have 11, and they're going to be threatening 4 more. The 13 plus 2-ish is 15. Plus they might try to add 1 more attacker. Yeah, maybe just the 2 NGs is better. I don't have a good reason. I don't know. It's sort of like a moot point, right? How are they living? If I can breach the plasma fire, it's... Or all the drones, which would be even better. Sort of a moot point, how much they're threatening to attack. Well, if you click the militia, you shouldn't freeze an engineer. Okay. So we just get in now, right? Is it worth freezing a force field? We'll see. If 2 more damage would be useful somehow, then... Yeah, but it's not really. So the amount they're threatening here is... On the other hand, like, what... When am I ever going to... They're not going to ever have any more blockers, so I might as well just use the charges now. And... I don't know, kill a cryo ray? Kill this cryo ray? No, kill this one and do some damage to a Gauss cannon. Okay. Now they're attacking for 4, 5, 9. And they threaten 1 freeze. So this defends quite comfortably. I wonder, this maybe should have been a Gauss cannon actually, since they're never absorbing again, so being over the absorb barrier doesn't really matter. Probably should have been a Gauss cannon. Yeah, since I'm actually attacking this turn, right? They threaten to freeze this, so let's just put up a regular old wall. And Gauss cannons. I don't know, this game's over. As soon as they realize it, we can move on. All that freeze doesn't do anything. I was going to defend with 2 NGs onto wall, and I'm still defending with 2 NGs onto wall. Doomed wall, that is. That does something. That kills an engineer. Obviously not important, but there you have it. Alright, so we can take these out. We can take these out. And And plasma fire? Sure. Why not? It'll be fun. It'll get us through the game faster anyway. Okay, so what happened? I think, like... I think I was right in analyzing this as an ISO militia kind of set. ISO militia cryo. And my opponent, like, seemed to agree, but didn't really approach it very well, I feel like. Cutting the drone for an early blast forge is, like, not very good. Even when militia's a good unit, you don't want to rush it out this fast. Drones are just a more efficient thing. Like, militia is fine when it's attacking, but, like, it's basically just a steel splitter in that case, which is not a unit you usually rush out on turn 3. When it's generating gold, it's quite bad compared to a drone, right? The value of militia is that it can threaten to attack and still be quite useful. Like, when the attack threat is useful and you can generate gold instead, or you can do some exploits because your opponent isn't granular enough, like 1 or 2 militias is like often pretty good to have. But they're good first attackers too, because while your opponent is absorbing, you can at least get some money out of your attackers, and then suddenly they turn into, like, real attackers. And especially in an ISO game, you can, like, alternate clicking them and attacking, like, to get the attack when it matters and the money when it doesn't, and that's pretty cool. But you don't really get that value when you build them that early, right? You killed an engineer, and then for a while you had, like, 2 really expensive drones, or you went back to using, like, these 3 steel splitters to kill my engineer. It just doesn't seem very good. I think you want to wait until you can get some ISOs and build, like, 1 or 2 militia on the way, and then try to play with synced ISOs and militia. The plasma fire was cool, but it doesn't really work with the syncing plan unless I don't know. It just doesn't seem. You want to buy it, like, not on the ISO on turn, right? You want to buy it on the ISO off turn so that it syncs with ISOs that are arriving next turn. And as I said, that's not strictly true. If clicking it every turn for quite a while is valuable, you could consider doing that, but when you are already getting value by not attacking with your militias, it doesn't really help that much to have a plasma fire that you kind of just need to hold back, right? Wouldn't this have been better as, like, you could have just floated the money or bought a militia or something? Anyway, enough about my opponent's play. What could I have done better? I let myself get exploited on this turn. No. This turn. Which I maybe should have seen coming. Realized that, like, yeah, I have easy defense against 5, but my opponent doesn't have to attack for 5, right? I was worried about 6 or perhaps 7 if they added some more attack. And I saw that 5 would be fine. I forgot that with militia they don't have to attack for 5. Now, what could I have done about this? I could have made this drone an engineer. That's something I could have done. Like, way back here. This turn, the drone could have been an engineer. That seems like a cowardly play, but maybe it's right. It pays to have maximum grant. So, like, my thinking was, actually, that my opponent should not be attacking with the militias, right? They would hold them all back It turned out that by not holding these militias back, the opponent killed an engineer now, and then denied an absorb later. So maybe that turned out well for them in the end. But it's a pretty minor thing, right? Like, I think they would have also done fine to hold the militias back. And as a result, I think I shouldn't build another NG to guarantee that they can't make this tiny exploit. I should just take the greedier line of getting a drone and offer them a small exploit if they want it. But I think I just did an overall okay job of syncing ISOs and buying cryos when I could, and predicting, like, making sure to buy preemptive defense with NGs and sneaking in drones when I could afford it. I think this was a cool engineer snipe. Yeah, strongly disagree here. Right, I think the only advantage is that you get one more engineer, but you lose a wall. Is that right? No, I guess right. So what I was thinking, maybe I actually made them do this. Because they can only have 3 health left plus whatever they absorb on. So in order to keep Plasma Fire alive, they have to absorb on it. I see. I was somehow thinking this wasn't that serious an exploit, and they could absorb on wall while still keeping Plasma Fire. But that's not actually true. I did sort of force them into this, which has gotta hurt. Yeah, that's just awful. Right, let me just double check here. There's not some weird, like... like, I was thinking something like this, but of course that doesn't work, right? Obviously, like, yes, you can do this, and then you have a healthier Plasma Fire. But you'd rather have a damaged force Plasma Fire and, like, a force field and an NG. Plasma Fire's health is only relevant if you're defending with it, which you'd prefer not to be. Yeah, so I guess I actually made this happen. I didn't realize at the time. Yeah, and that's, like, just pretty disastrous. I don't know, a lot of bad things happened to my opponent this game. I actually managed to sneak in a 3rd militia here. Pretty cool. Doomed walls are, like, quite good against ISOs as long as your opponent can't freeze them or otherwise deny value. Because their lifespan is like, sure, you absorb once and then soak once, it's fine. And in the meantime, they're sort of providing cover against the militia Plasma Fire threat. Yeah, okay, so the game was, like, over a long time ago, I guess, and I should stop paying much attention to what's going on here. Fair enough. And we're up to an hour, good heavens. Alright, well, tell you what, we must be at 40 thingamabobbers now, right? Yeah. So, okay, those of you who don't care about skins, thanks for watching, and I'll see you next time. If anyone wants to watch me play around in the Armory in the Black Lab, we're going to do that for a while here. Okay, what do we have? 218. I can get... I don't have an Arca skin, do I? I have one. Oh, I have Googly-Eyed Arca. I'll keep it. I don't really love any of this. I guess I'll take this thing. I could get the Steel Splitter. It would be my first Steel Splitter skin, but I don't much like that skin. Ah, nobody wins a dance. I like that. Okay. Ooh. I like the army skins, in general, and nothing else here is that amazing. The Chocolatier Wild Drone is fine, but... Alright, these all kind of suck, but whatever. More Black Lab cards. Here, the Googly Eyes Antoma comment is probably my favorite here. Alright, a meta emote, sure. Emotes suck! Oh, it's true to my own heart. I don't know, emotes are fine. Whatever. We'll just get the Vivid Drone skin, why not? And head over to the Black Lab, play this a few times. Whee! Sure? This is Apollo? Yeah. Alright, I'll take the blue Tesla coil, I guess. Or I'll play for it anyway. I wouldn't mind having a UN drone. Sure, whatever. Doesn't matter what you pick up here, you never get that one. Alright, well done. See, it just doesn't really matter what you pick. Give me, oh, the sad Doomed Wall, please. I must have it. Don't like any of this that much. I guess the Neon Gas Cannon's alright. And this guy's just too silly for words. I'd rather, I don't like animated skins, actually. Let's take a drone emote, I guess. Start. What did we get? Nothing! We got a Shiver Yeti emote. I could, yeah, we'll play again. I would love to get that wall. Nothing. Well, it's still 300, whatever. Give me the dang wall, please. Okay, whatever. Can't touch Tarsier. Alright, I'm out of here. I don't want to spend my shards on your dumb game. The Arthropod Sinestra is cute. Oh, I'll take the Bomber Savior. Green Army stuff. Why not? The Amparilla skin is cute. And I don't know, the Auric Impulse skin. I don't have one of those yet, I don't think, or at least not one that I equip. Alright, lots of X's today. And one last spin here. Take the wall. Take the... Shadowfang's pretty cool, but I don't know, keep going on that Tesla coil, I guess. And that's pretty cool. Kind of a white Aegis, apparently. Hey, we got a red one! That doesn't happen too often. How exciting. Sure, I'll just live with that. And we will go equip recently unlocked. This is fine. This is fine. This is fine. I kind of like my silly Pirate Drake. When did I get... Oh, I see. I unlocked this in... Am I using a Shredder skin? I'm not. No, I like the regular old Shredder, thanks. And, hand-painted Animus. I really can barely tell the hand-painted skins apart from the normal ones, and I like the normal ones better. Alright, that'll do it. Hope you guys enjoyed this little armory stint. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you next time.